Hey there, welcome back. We're on the couch. Brandon Burns, your head of community here at Runway. Next to me is our program facilitator, Eleni Nott. How are you?
I'm well, thanks, Brandon.
And we've got a really special guest on the couch today. We're blown away to have her presence and her company. We've finally managed to get her in the building and on the couch. It's entrepreneur and founder of Think Strategic and Think Leadership, Maxine Driscoll. How are you?
I'm great, Brandon. How are you? Lovely to see
Yeah,
you.
lovely to see you
We've
again.
realised we've reconnected.
Yes.
Yeah. I think I've hosted one of your masterclasses and I think Elle's
Did you?
attended one.
I know,
Yeah.
fortunate
Yeah.
enough to.
Yeah, at Pivot Summit. So awesome to have you on the couch. And look, we thought we'd get down to recording straight away because we've only started chatting for about 5 minutes prior to this, and just hearing what you've been up to has been inspirational in 5 minutes. So, you know, what have you been up to recently? And, you know, share that with our audience and tell us a bit more.
Well, gosh, there's so much to say. I'm an educator from background, and so I was having a conversation with one of my 17-year-old students who talked about going to Harvard University and wanting to go to Harvard because they used to say they give you an education to get a job anywhere around the world, but now they say we'll give you an education so you can create the jobs all around the world. And that really, it sent a shiver down my spine, and I wanted to be a part of that. So I resigned from that job and came back to Australia and started Think Strategic. And that was the beginning of me being a so-called entrepreneur. And boy, did I learn a lot, because that's exactly 5 years ago. I came back to Australia from working in Thailand 5 years ago, and I've learnt a lot. And Geelong has just been amazing, and I've been to, because I used to think, you know, Geelong could have been Detroit, because my husband was one of those people that had to close down a huge 24-hour manufacturing plant, and you know, Ford's gone and Harvester's gone. I love the way Geelong is a role model to the world in the whole clever and creative future, and like Deakin University putting out all of these workshops that we can go to, and the 9 aspirations. It's so inspirational, and there's just such quality people in Geelong that keep encouraging people with an idea to make it actually take shape. So
Yeah, I'm really curious, Maxine, in terms of your experience as a so-called entrepreneur. I suspect you are an entrepreneur in your own right, but I'm curious to know about your experience in Geelong as an entrepreneur, and how has that set you up on a world stage even? Yeah, can you talk a bit about that?
So I've been lucky, but you know, the Chinese say the symbol for luck is preparation and opportunity, and so I actually taught for 13 years at Geelong College, and then I was a principal at Cardinia International College, and then I went to Chiang Mai to see how our Year 9 kids were going there. So Cardinia International College has been a growth school and thought of innovation, and so then that took me out of Geelong, and so I went for 8 weeks and stayed for 9 years, and then just recently I got a phone call out of the blue asking me to set up a school in Cambodia, Phnom Penh in Cambodia, an international baccalaureate school. So my background in education through Melbourne and Geelong has given me a whole lot of intellectual property, a whole lot of knowledge to create a global consultancy. So I work in United States of America at the moment. I'm consulting on a school in Miami. I'm working for a group in Latvia, at Riga, so in Europe, in Queensland, in Melbourne. Where else? I've just come back from Shanghai, so I trained 60 leaders in a school in China in Shanghai. So yeah, it's pretty amazing, and I actually have to pinch myself. But you see, that's that whole entrepreneurial thing. If you don't put yourself out there, you don't get those opportunities. So I'm a big, and because Eleni heard me speak at Pivot on future focused leadership, and one of my big things is about get out there and look for that opportunity.
Say yes and then figure it out.
Yeah.
Another question, follow-up question for you. I'm so fascinated with your story, and I think, you know, I'm incredibly fortunate to have been able to sit in on one of your classes. But in terms of, you know, with your consultancy and things like that, and setting up these educational sort of facilities, how have you been able to scale yourself? Because I mean, you are an entrepreneur. You've got the vision and the drive. How have you been able to impart that upon your team, your current team?
So that's a really good question. And originally it sort of was all me. So I created an online course. And so I found a young entrepreneur that would, and truly it was in his mum's garage. So I just thought, well, we're like Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak. And so we created an online course, and that cost me a lot of money, a lot of time to plan it out. And then you think, oh, will this really sell? Well, I've sold Leadership for the 21st Century online course all around the world. Then I've written a book and I've sold that. It's an international bestseller. I mean, I sort of got to be shy, but it's really fantastic. And then so then I've created. So I've sat down, locked myself in a room and sat down for 3 weeks and done a brain dump and think, well, this is what I know. How can I then create that into a program? And I'm so thrilled because Deloitte have just published in 2019. They interviewed 11,000 people, and it's their research for, I think it's called the human capacity trends, and they say 85% of people leave their organisation if they're not learning and growing. And so I'm all about learning and growing and creating learning development programs for small to medium-sized businesses, because that's the other thing that I've learned being in Geelong, and I love the Small Business Festival. And so now I'm actually going and doing training in places where there's been an entrepreneur, got an idea started, but then they've got a team of people and they've actually never led a team of people. And so I can help them with that. And it's so cool.
It is, and it's really interesting. So I learned 3 things that have sort of stuck with me, and that's that every employee or employer looks for 3 things, including autonomy, mastery, and purpose. And I think that's across it's very cross-generational. So in terms of you trying to incentivize or create more value for these teams, for SMEs and startups, what is it that you try and impart upon the leader? What is it that you try and teach?
So the first thing is that takes us a long time to realise leadership is just so important, and the Australian Institute of Management say that 72% of people leave their organisation because of the leader or their team leader or both. So that's April 2019, shocking statistics. So it's about how you lead other people, and I love what you said about the autonomy, mastery and purpose. So it's about leading from the heart, making sure people understand the purpose and the vision and they're contributing to the greater good. But it's about empowering everyone in your team and looking at their talents and appreciating the diversity that you've got. So many people from the past, particularly the 20th century, is like, this is what you're going to do and you're going to do it my way.
And then you receive a paycheck at the end of the week.
Yeah. And so that's the other thing that Deloitte say, that 85% of people are either disengaged from their work or actively disengaged. Like, shocking
If you think about it, if you actually think about it, it's because so much of our lives are now consumed by work. You know, there's no such thing as that life-work balance, or it's a lot harder to achieve that life-work balance. From my perspective anyway, some people might disagree. So I think those, you know, finding purpose and finding the autonomy is such an important thing to have within a workplace.
And so that's the second thing I talk about in my workshops, and it's self-leadership. Because it's to get that, and Deloitte's now call it work-life blend.
Oh, okay.
And so it's, you've got to take control and you've got to lead your life to have work-life blend and be productive and have a purpose and contribute to the greater good. But you've got to take that control and manage your own lives. And so that comes right back to then Daniel Goleman's the whole emotional intelligence and the 4 capacities, which are self-awareness and self-management, and then social awareness and social management. So
it is. So it's empowering the individual, regardless of where you're at in the organization.
I've just realised we've got way too much to talk about, not enough time. So for those of you watching, our startup audience and early stage entrepreneurs, I think what we're going to have to do is get Maxine back on the couch. We'll probably also do a long form podcast and an interview, if that's all right with you.
Great. I love that.
Like, we've got a lot to talk about.
And that way, you know, you can get to know Maxine a little bit better, and you know, see if there's maybe a way that you could reach out to her if you think there's a fit for you in your journey. Tell me, what is the best way that people can find you for now?
So if you go to thinkleadership.com.au. You'll see my website there. And then I specialise in helping schools as well. So I've got thinkstrategicforschools.com. So 2 websites. And hey, LinkedIn, send me a message on LinkedIn or Facebook or Instagram. I'm out there.
DM. All right, well, that's perfect. We'll put the links in the comments. And thank you so much for coming in and being part of Runway and sharing a little piece of your journey with us.
Pleasure, absolutely.
Yeah, thanks,
Pleasure.
Maxine.
Thank you
Thanks,
so
Al.
much.